We're so happy to have with us Sarasota County Sheriff's Officer, Deputy Brian Keane. Would you please make him welcome?
Thank you, folks. I'm using the microphone today because we're being taped, but I usually have a little bit louder to yell at you. But if I'm yelling too loud or speaking too soft, let me know. Like Pastor said, my name is Brian Keane. I'm a Deputy Sheriff of Sarasota County Sheriff's Office. And on behalf of Sheriff Hoffman, I thank you for having me today. Come March, I will have 26 years here. So I've seen, and do we have any natives here? Anybody from here? Good. If y'all complain about traffic, it's you. It's y'all's fault. So in 26 years of being here, we used to have crime, but it was different types of crime. It was more burglaries, some robberies, stuff like that, drug dealing. And what happened in the last, I would say 10 years, is we started moving away from that. And now our biggest problem in Sarasota County is economic crimes, white collar crimes, frauds, scams. And you guys are the demographic that they target. Why? You like talk to people. Somebody calls you on the phone, you'll actually pick it up and talk to them. Whereas like I have a 14-year-old son, I'll call him on the phone, he won't even answer for me. Just the way that it is. So in the year 2023, I think, is the last statistic I have. I think, no, 24. We had $23 million worth of economic crimes, frauds reported. And like the pastor said, a lot of people don't report it because they're embarrassed, right? We don't want to report it because nobody wants to feel like that they've been tricked by somebody. But if you don't report it, I don't know who they are, and we'll never find out about it. We won't be able to help other people from getting scammed. All right. So we're going to start off, everybody now, and when we all grew up, you didn't have a password because you didn't have a computer, and of course you didn't have a phone. It was in the kitchen on the wall. But now everybody has passwords. For whatever it may be, your Facebook account, your bank account, your phone, set a strong password. How many people here have social media? Does anybody have Facebook? Okay. Is your Facebook page open to the public? Can I see it? So if your Facebook is open to the public and I see you with your dog and you give me your dog's name and say, you know, Rex and I went to Shamrock Park the other day and we ran around. How many people use their dogs' names as passwords? Guilty as charged. Kids' names as passwords. Guilty as charged. I see you with your Mustang or your Chevelle. Oh, Chevelle guy, whatever, maybe. Does anybody have a birthday? Celebrated my birthday the other day. Oh, went out for my birthday on this date. Not going to be too hard for me to guess your birthday, right? Don't put things on Facebook that are personal that you don't want anybody else to see, because even though you say this is locked to people that I offer it to, it's not. People can get into your account and find it. So please set strong passwords. Nothing, no kids' names, no dogs' names, nothing that anybody's going to guess easily. Okay, protect your passwords, meaning if you have a password and you forget it like I do, where do you put it? Let's say I write it down on my desk next to my computer and somebody comes in to do the work on my house. What's right there? What's stopping them from taking a quick picture of it and now I have the password to all your stuff, right? Think about protecting things like that. Don't make it easy for a bad guy to exploit you. Two-factor authentication. So when you have your phone out and you have to put in your code, and sometimes it requests facial ID as well, two-factor authentication. With my computer, I have to type in my password and put in my fingerprint. A lot of other stuff, if you want to log in, it will contact you via text and say, are you trying to get into this account, right? Yes, it's me. I'm trying to get into my account. Please, whatever chance you get to use two-factor authentication, use it. Protect your social security numbers. I would love to say that you can protect it, but if anybody here's been to a doctor's office in town, what do you see? You walk to the doctor, you see the receptionist, right? And what do you see in the back? A million folders that are back there. And they're all alphabetized, and your name and your information is back there, right? Who works at your doctor's office? I don't know. Who cleans your doctor's office? I don't know. But all that stuff's right there in a folder because you filled it out. Just give it to them. A doctor does not require your social security number to treat you medically. Medicare, Medicaid does, so you might have to put that on your paperwork. But you can always ask if you can just use your last four, because they're not going to bill you by that. Be very careful when you give out your social security number. People don't need it for anything other than because they want it. It's on their form. You don't have to give that out. Okay, phishing scams. One of the biggest ones we get. You get an email, and it says from Amazon, and your card was declined. Can we please have your card number with your information so that we can get your Amazon account back up and running? Because my wife loves to have those packages at the front door when she gets home. I'm not saying I don't either, because I like some stuff too, but you know, and you can always see your neighbor, yeah. But the URL on it says Amazon's or Amazon One. And you don't see it because, like me, I'm over 50, and I don't see as good as I used to, but I think it's being correctly given to me. Why? Because it looks exactly like the Amazon account. So I think it's right, and it's not. So you give them your information, you give them your credit card information, and they start charging on your card. And then hopefully within a day or so, your credit card company will contact you and say, hey, your card's getting charged. Is this really you? No, it's not. And you can help fight it that way. But be very careful. Anybody who contacts you via email, be careful about it. I'm not saying it is a bad account, but how many people get those things like it's an email and you're like, who is this from? I don't know. Would you answer your door if it was a big giant, hulking man out there you've never seen before is banging on your door? Hey, let me in. No. But what happened? We brought them into our house via email. So there's the Amazon one. I'm sorry, it's a little bit small up here, but you can see where they circled the URL. You have to make sure it's the right Amazon. Now, when in doubt, check it out. Go to your real Amazon account. Open up your Amazon account and see what your credit card information is in there. Has anybody ever tried to find a phone number to call like Amazon directly? No? It's like Raiders of the Lost Ark. You're not going to find it. Very hard to find it, but you can get to them or use the text app and they will text with you and help you out and say, oh, has my account been compromised? No, it has not. Then you go back to that other URL and check it out. But it's not just with Amazon. It's with any account that you get an email from, especially like strange emails with people saying, hey, you owe some money to so-and-so. Oh, really? Do your due diligence. When I was a kid, there was this guy, he was president, his name was Ronald Reagan. He was an actor before that. And he said, trust but, there we go. Thank you, folks. Yeah, trust but verify. I am not in the believe you business, right? Just me. I'm a cop. No, I don't believe you. I'm going to trust, but I'm going to verify. I'm going to figure it out for myself. A couple years back, I needed a sport coat for church. And wife and I went up to the UTC mall, and we went to Brooks Brothers. And I saw a beautiful blue sports coat that I liked, and it was nice. And it was like $450 nice, which is too nice for me. So I went online and it said, oh, we have last year's sport coat, like the same coat, $99. So guess what I did? I got 2 of them. And guess what happened? Nothing. They never showed up. But I paid with my credit card, so it was good. So they fought it. And of course, I didn't get charged for it. But think about that. I mean, I got tricked. It was a Brooks Brothers outlet, last year's stuff, and looked legit. I looked it up online. It's like, is this legit? Yeah, it's legit. It's great. No, they got me. All right, computer virus scams. This one you get to. Screen like that pops up on your computer. Call this number. Your computer's been infected. Okay, great. First thing we're going to do is what? Disconnect our computer from the internet. Why? Because they're already in there. That's how they connect with you. We do not ever let anybody get remote access to our computer. Has anybody had this happen? We have an IT department, sheriff's office. Guy says, oh, I call up IT, and they click in, and then stuff starts moving around. They start opening up stuff. Yeah, what's on your computer? Everything. All your photos, all your bank information, everything. All your billing information, your taxes. What's to stop that person from getting a remote access because you let them get in, because you're going to give them your password to get in your computer and open that up. Now they have your whole life right there. No, do not give them access to your computer. I would say unplug it and take it physically to a reputable computer repair place, whatever that may be in the area. Okay, this is what we're facing now. AI deepfake phishing scams. About a year ago, they could do voices pretty good, and the bodies of people weren't great. They were choppy and they had like 6 fingers, and they got really silly. But now, they can almost do it seamlessly. So we're recording this right now, and y'all have my picture right now. So they could take this information from this presentation and make me say whatever they want me to say. They can make me dance beautifully here and sing with a beautiful voice. I can neither do dancing or sing, but they could do it. And it's going to sound and look just like me. It's going to be seamless. This is one of the foremost problems that we're going to have, is detecting what's real and what's not in the future. And I would love to tell you we have a lead on it, but we don't. And nobody does, because technology's changing every day. It's getting phenomenal. So when you get a call from somebody and says it's a family member or something's happening, it may not be them. Even if you see a video of somebody, I did a shop with a cop a couple weeks ago for Christmas, and when I was down in Port Charlotte, I was in the same uniform, shop with a cop, and my friends took the kid out who I was shopping with because the agency posted my picture on the internet, and my friends took my shirt off and showed me shopping around Walmart with no shirt on. And supposedly my friends. But yeah, and it looked seamless. It looked perfect. And my kids thought it was hilarious. Okay, but yeah, it can be done. And they did it in minutes. Didn't take them time at all. In the future, it's just going to be seconds. You're just going to ask a computer to do it, and it's going to do it. Okay, FPL. This is one we used to get pretty often. FPL is going to call you and say, hey, we're going to shut off your power. Has anybody ever had FPL call them in your life? Maybe. Never called me. And if they're going to shut off your power, they're going to send you a certified letter that's going to say, hey, we're going to shut off your power. And it just takes about 3 months. Why? Because they're not allowed to shut off your power like that. It doesn't work that way. Be inhumane to you. So they're going to give you every opportunity to pay your bill. If you've never heard from FP&O and somebody calls up and says, hey, this is FP&O, we're going to shut off your power, we're going to hang up on that person and we're going to call FPL directly, right? Ooh, big one too, romance scams. Gentlemen, Lonnie Anderson is not looking for you. Ladies, Tom Selleck isn't looking for you either. But this is what's going to happen. You're going to be on Facebook, and some swarthy gentleman is going to say, oh, I saw your Facebook post in Sarasota. I used to vacation there when I was a kid. Boy, oh boy, it would be nice to get there. And they're going to chat you up for months. And then one day, they're going to hit you up and say, I would love to come visit you, but I don't have the money for a plane ticket. Can you please send me $1,750 so I can get from Malta over to Sarasota to come see you because I love you so much? And sure enough, people give these folks money. And they look real. We had a case where a gentleman was online and he contacted a lady, and she was an Asian lady, contacted her online and said, hey, tried to spark up a little romance with her. And she was like, you know what? No, I don't really want romance with you, but I can put you on to a Bitcoin type thing, cryptocurrency deal that I'm doing really good in. Pull up this app on your Apple app on the phone. And the guy pulls up the Apple app. And he puts $1,000 into the account. And he watches the account, and over like a month, it like quadruples. It's like, wow. She's like, yeah, this has been working out good for me. How about you put in some more money? I'm going to put in some more money. And she shows him her account and how it's getting better and better and better. So he puts in over time, I think upwards of $275,000. Guy was a former cop. And he says, I'd like to pull my money out. She's like, no, 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 wait. It's going to get better and better and better. And sure enough, tries to pull his money out. And what happened? It wasn't real. It was a scam. And it was such a scam that, I mean, it was on the Apple app, on the Apple phone. Looked real, felt real, all his money's gone. And once your money gets wired offshore, it's gone. There's no way we're going to get it back. It gets bounced off 1,000 different servers and ends up in some Cayman Island account that isn't, trackable. So be very, very careful about that. We don't wire people any money. We don't pay anybody in gift cards ever. All right, we don't money order people, and we certainly don't give money to anybody who's like in an Uber, and someone says, you've won the lottery, and an Uber driver's going to stop by your house, and you need $2,000 cash, just give it to the Uber driver, and we'll get it from him. No. It seems like it's too good to be true. It probably is, right? But no, do not think Lonnie Anderson's calling you because she's not. Jail scam. We get this one sometimes as well. Hey, Mom. Hey, Grandma, I'm in jail. I need you to bail me out. Please, please, please don't tell Mom or Dad. I need $5,000 for my bail. Okay, we'll jail you in Sarasota County Jail, but hey, wire the money to this bail bondsman or this note. Okay? No one can call you from the jail on anything but a collect call. And it will tell you this is a collect call from the Sarasota County Jail. And the person will say their name, Brian, and it just says Brian in there, and that's it. They don't get to talk to you until you accept it. And if your grandson or your son were in jail, what are we going to do? We're going to hang up that phone and call them directly and say, or call your son's wife or whoever may know where they are and say, hey, what are you doing? Nothing, I'm at the house eating pizza. Oh, I thought you were in jail. No. Trust but verify. If anybody calls you from the jail, like I said, it's going to tell you they're calling us from our jail or any other jail. Nobody gets dialed directly out there. It is a collect phone call that you have to accept. The voice is going to sound exactly like your family member. Exactly. When my kids were little, we used a code word in case somebody different had to pick them up from school or somebody came by the house. If you knew the code word, my kids would let you in the house or let you drive them home. Hey, your dad told me to pick you up. What's the code word? Tell them the code word. Hey, we're good to go. I would say if even with my kids now, my daughter's an adult, if I ask her what's the code word, she's going to say, oh, okay, I got you. It's my real daughter. Bank manager scam. This one hasn't happened recently, but you can get a call from your bank and say, hey, this is Brian Keane from Chase Bank. We think someone has access to your account. What they'll ask you to do is come down to the bank, meet me in the parking lot. I look like this. I'll be wearing a suit. I think one of my tellers is taking your money. You come down, you meet me. I say, hello. I think teller number 3 is taking money from your account. I need to go withdraw $5,000. Great. You look like you're helping me out. Go into the bank, withdraw your $5,000. We sit down in the parking lot, we count it out. Oh, it's legit. You got your $5,000. Okay, I'll take it back inside the bank. Thank you for your time. Where's that guy go? He's gone with a win. Happens. Has anybody been to their bank and withdrawn any large sum of money and had their bank ask them, hey, what are you doing with this stuff? That might seem a little bit intrusive, right? But your bank's actually looking out for you because they want to make sure you're not getting scammed as well. If you're buying a car or something like that, they say, I'm buying a car for my kid or something like that. But if you're taking out a large sum of money, don't be, feel like they're disrespecting you by asking you where you're taking your money. It's their job to say, okay, I don't want you to get scammed. Because a lot of times, some people come in and be like, oh yeah, this guy called me, said I won the lottery and I need $5,000 to get $500,000. No. And I would also ask you folks, if you haven't already, get power of attorney to either one of your children or your attorney or somebody like that so somebody can see what's coming and going from your bank account. How many folks here have checked their credit this year? Who checked it last year? Okay. How do you know somebody has an open credit line in your name? I'll show you how to fix that as well. Okay, QR code hacking. Has anybody gone out to like a local restaurant and you can pay off the QR code on the table? Right? Who put that code there? I don't know. So when you pay with that code, what are you doing? You're clicking in with that code, and what are you giving that information? You're putting in your either credit or debit card number, right? Okay, so hopefully, folks, if we're going out to dinner and I'm taking my wife out to dinner, what am I paying with, my debit card or my credit card? Credit card, because it's the credit card company's money. It's not my money. Your debit card comes straight out of your account. Now, it is insured, but your credit card company is going to fight a lot harder to get their money back than they're going to fight to get your money back. So think about that. If we go out and we go out to a nice dinner like down here at Outback Steakhouse and we take out our debit card and we hand it to the waiter or waitress, where does it go? Yeah, I don't know. So how do we know that that person didn't go back there and skim it, have the skimmer in their pocket, and just be hitting all the cards on the skimmer? Okay, if they skim my credit card, it's fine. It's credit card companies. I'm going to look at that because I get a monthly bill. I'm going to see it. Or my credit card company's going to call me up and say, hey, did you go to Albuquerque? I'm like, no. Oh, your credit card's being used in Albuquerque. Great, that's not me. And they'll cancel the card for you. So think about that whenever we go out and pay for like a restaurant or something like that, or paying out of pocket. Use a credit card if you can. Just please pay it off every month. But same thing with the QR code hijack. When you click on that QR code and you say accept it, what's that QR code doing? Your phone's accepting it. It's bringing it into your phone. Like I said before, it's like letting a bad guy into your house. We let him in. Then it'll send your information to wherever it may be. I'm not saying the QR codes on the table aren't legit, but just be careful. When you're clicking on that stuff, you're opening your phone up to people. There's a scam, I think it's called buffing, if I can recall it, where you get a package sent to your home. Brushing scam. You get a package sent to your home, and it has no demarcation on it. Comes to your front door, you open it up, and it has an item in it, like for a lady that had to have a ring in it. You're like, I didn't order this ring, but it has a piece of paper in there or a receipt with a QR code. What are you going to do? We're going to scan that QR code, right? What do? We open our phone to it. So be very careful if you find something that comes to your house that has no demarcation, you didn't order it, don't click on anything in there. And if it comes to your house and you like it and has no demarcation, guess what you can do? By law, keep it. It's yours. Okay, key fob scams. Anybody heard of this? So with our key fob, with our vehicle, what's it do? You have a repeater and a receiver. And your car and your key fob are always trying to talk to each other. But until you hit your key fob and say, yeah, car, I'm going to answer you now, that link is not met in between the vehicle and the key fob. What a bad guy will do is if they really want your car, they're going to get in between the car and the key fob, and they're going to clone your key fob. So if you have a really high-end vehicle and they want it, they'll clone your key fob. They'll wait till you leave, because I'm not going to break into your house to get it. They'll wait till you're out at dinner or something like that. And they'll walk up to your car and open the door like they own it and drive it away. I heard about a story of a guy who had a really high-end car out in California, and they flew a drone over the guy's house with the scanner to get in between the key fob and the car, and they cloned it, and then when he went out in the car, they stole it. This is how smart these people are. This is a billion-dollar industry. There are high-rise buildings in India, like in Mumbai, 20 stories high, filled with people calling people all day long. This is what they do. Very lucrative. Okay, check your credit report once a year. Why? Because I have no idea who opened up a credit line in my name unless I check it. Annualcreditreport.com, it's free. You can check it once a year. No problem whatsoever. Place on a fraud alert. You can place it's free. You can place it on your credit report, and alert stays in your report for 1 year. You just have to redo it every year, or you can freeze your credit. And this is what I would recommend, is freezing your credit. If you freeze your credit, you can open it up. It only takes about 15 minutes to open it up, but nobody can open a credit card or a credit line in your name. So think about that. Unless I'm going to buy a house or a boat or a vehicle, why would I need my credit line open? I wouldn't. And if I know I'm going to go buy a car, I can do it the day before if I want to open a credit line. But this makes sure peace of mind. You can sleep at night saying, okay, my credit's frozen right now. Nobody's going to open up a credit line in my name. If you call these credit reporting agencies, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, you have to call all three to freeze your credit, and you have to call all three to unfreeze your credit. Okay, Faraday bag. Does anybody know about this? Okay, so when we walk around with our key fob, it's transmitting. When we walk around with credit cards, they're able to be read wherever you go. Have any of you ladies like gone to Target and bought like a pair of shoes? And then all of a sudden on your phone, you're getting all kinds of ads for Target and shoes, right? Or I want to buy a new car and I look at some new cars online, and then all of a sudden I'm getting ads for Lincoln, like, you know, coming and going. How does that happen? Well, we don't think of it this way, but the system gets your information and builds an algorithm for you for what you want to see. So if you're into shoes, you're going to see a lot of shoes. If I'm looking for a sport coat, I'm going to see a lot of sport coats. And no matter where I go, I'm going to get that information. So has anybody ever walked into like a Target and wondered why when you go into the indoor, it's the same monitors are going for the outdoor? What do you think they're scanning for? Stolen property, right? Well, what else are they scanning? They're scanning your credit cards because they know that you're there. Your credit card lets you know, hey, I'm here, and this is what we're getting off of this person. Then when you buy stuff from wherever you go, so if I go to Dillard's and I buy a whole bunch of stuff with my wife, does Dillard's not know what my wife wants? And if she even has a Dillard's card, what's going to happen to our email? It's going to blow up with Dillard's stuff when all that stuff comes on sale, right? And they're building an algorithm for you. Then you buy something and they're going to be like, oh, she likes this. Let's send her more of this. It's very smart. Great marketing. But to avoid that, Faraday bag. Does any gentleman here have like an RFID wallet? There you go, pastor in the back. RFID wallet, yeah. Yes. So your purse is RFID? Okay, so your purse is considered a Faraday bag. And can I see it? Can you hold it up for me? So look, they make them fashionable now. They used to be like black bags and they look terrible, but yeah, but now you can buy a purse that blocks your RFID signal from leaving. Does it block your phone as well? Okay, so the really good ones will block your phone as well. Because what's your phone do? Yeah, all the time, even when it's off, it transmits. Does anybody here have Alexa in their house or a Google speaker? Yeah. So when you argue with your wife, you don't think Alexa's listening to you? Right? It knows what you're doing, and it's building an algorithm. You don't think about that. How many people here have a smart TV? When you talk to your TV, yeah. You don't think that's listening to you? You brought it into your house.
We'll be talking, my wife and I was on a trip, and we were in our car and talking about something, and guess what was Facebook and my email started getting flooded with that stuff, and I didn't Google any of it.
No, but it's listening to you. It's a spy in your own house.
Yep.
And you let it in. No, I did it too. That's just the way it's going to be in the future. Yeah, if you, like when my son says, hey, Google, set my alarm for the morning. Okay, it's listening to everything that we're saying and doing. You know, when you talk into your phone, let's listen to everything you're saying or doing, whether it's on or off. But if you put it in a Faraday bag, it'll block that signal for all this stuff. So a lot of people, like with high-end vehicles, they'll take their key fob and put it in a Faraday bag or put it in their safe, wherever it may be, so that signal can't get out. But I'd love to say it's foolproof, but it's not. They'll get you coming or going. But think about all the information that you're letting out there that these companies are getting from it. Does anybody in here not have a smartphone? All right, here's the question. How many people read the contract? All that, like 6 pages of a little print this big. Nobody, right? Because I just want my smartphone. Contract says that they can sell your information to people and sell your algorithm. So that's why you're getting ads. And we agreed to it. Good, bad, or indifferent, it's not going back. We opened that up. Remember when you were a kid, and I tried to explain this to my son, he's 14, when I wanted to make a phone call when I was a kid, I had to go to the kitchen and get the phone off the wall and dial it, and then luckily you had that gigantic cord. And you could go in the other room and speak, and then your mom would say, I need to use the phone, get on the phone. Not anymore. Now you can, it follows you and takes you everywhere. And I hate to say it, but like we're tethered to it. You know, it's like addicting. Has anybody here left their house without their phone recently? And they're like, where's my phone? And almost turn around, they go get it? Yeah, no, just leave it at the house. It's going to be okay. I lived my whole life without it. I was out with my son at Walmart, this was about 6 months ago. And he was 13. And I said, you know how to get home from here, right? He goes, yeah. I said, well, get out. And it was only like 1.5 miles, 2 miles. I said, get out, walk home. So sure enough, my son is walking home. And I live in Northport. A friend of mine is a cop in Northport looking for a homeless guy, a runaway kid. Pulls up to my son. Hey, who are you? My son's like, pardon me? He's like, what's your name? He gives me his hand. I goes, I know your dad. He goes, I thought you were a runaway kid. My son's like, no. And then my son comes up and goes, I even got stopped by the cops on the way home. But, you know, think about it. I mean, we are not enabling people to do things on their own anymore because the phone does it for themselves, right? Kids today can't read a map. They don't know how to use an atlas. They just don't. And I would venture to say, my wife and I, we always say this, if we need to do something that's secretive from the kids and we need to write it down, we'll just write the script. To them, they can't read it. Think about it. It's a secret code. They can't read it. But we've given that up. It's funny to us, but I would hate to say that as a generation we're more capable. But I think we're more pragmatic and figure things out a little bit easier because we didn't have the YouTube or the phone to figure it out. You just had to figure it out. And I would say, please be pragmatic with any of the scam stuff. Figure it out before you take your wallet out and give anybody any money.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
While you're on that, if you have an Echo, and I thought it was real cool when I first got it, but I didn't protect it from people ordering. So my 7-year-old grandson, who got on that bad boy and charged $450 worth of Amazon purchases of toys.
What a good kid. Did you let him keep them?
He didn't even really know that he did it, because they were saying, oh, would you like this? They ordered, yeah, sure. Thank goodness he had ordered something that he didn't realize that was inappropriate, and then we were able to look and say, what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Stop it, but, I was dumb, I didn't know that.
Yep. We got to send in my house. It's stupid. Should either hurt a lot or cost you a lot of money, because that's the only way I'm going to learn. So my wife will tell me, that hurt? Yeah, okay, Dummy, don't do that again. Yes, ma'am. But think about it, but we let that in, and then we allow a 7-year-old to get exploited by it because they have access to it. How many kids today, how many folks have been out to dinner and seen a family of 4 sitting there and not a soul was looking up? They're all looking at their... I saw a video of a robbery that happened the other day. A guy was sitting at a bar. They came in and robbed the bar. The guy was on his phone, never knew the robbery happened. He's like, what's going on? Cops are there. He's like, the place got robbed. He's like, I didn't even know. So oblivious. I always tell my son, I said, you're going to fall in the well, because he walks with his head down with his phone. And you've seen those people at the mall who fall into the fountain. But that's what we're doing now. We're not picking our head up and looking outside. We're so involved, and it's hard not to for these young kids because it's so captivating. It's really weird. And I think that I'm of the last generation where we didn't have that. I'm 50, going to be 54, but everybody after me had a phone, or at least had a computer in the house. I remember when we got Atari. That was amazing. So if y'all want to contact the sheriff's office, that's their non-emergency number. I have some stuff out front. I have some RFID sleeves for your credit cards. You can put your credit card in there. It will stop them from getting scanned by anything. There's a whole bunch out there. I have some chip clips out there. I don't know if that has a number on it, but just some stuff for you folks. And I always have to represent the brand. Sarasota County Sheriff's Office mobile app. Mobile app is great, especially for hurricanes and weather. It will tell you your egress route. God forbid we have another hurricane. It'll tell you how to get out of here and when to get out of here. We also have a part of the app that will show you a crime map in your area. How many people who have lived here for less than 5 years? Anybody? Okay. Don't tell your friends. We're full. You hit the jackpot. I was out with the sheriff on our last Citizen Law Enforcement Academy class, and he said, folks, we don't have crack houses in Sarasota County anymore because crackheads can't afford to live here. It's pretty wild, but we gentrified enough to where the crime doesn't, we don't have that street level crime anymore, but we used to. And when people come down here, they're like, boy, this is beautiful. I'm like, yeah, just try to do better at the traffic circles. All right, do y'all have any questions of me? Nothing? Yes, sir.
If you know of someone being scammed,
Yes, sir.
what can they do?
Do they want to contact us?
No.
Okay. I was out on a call with a gentleman who was on the phone with a Nigerian who said that he won the lottery. Elderly gentleman. His daughter and son-in-law were there sitting next to him. I said to him directly, sir, this is not real. They are scamming your money. He refused to listen to me and would only answer the phone and talk to the guy because he was sure he was going to win the lottery. Now, if it was my father, I would have took the phone and smashed it on the ground and been done with it because I think they already rented him for like $2,000. No. So once again, I spoke earlier, power of attorney. If you have an elderly person in your life or somebody who may be gullible like that, please seek power of attorney. Get with an attorney. Figure out how to monitor that person's bank accounts and put a limit on it. So say, okay, this person can only let out $400 or $500 at a time before I'm alerted about it, and that way you get a jump on it. Or freeze your credit. And if you want to talk to me about it at the end, I'll explain what places you need to go to about freezing your credit. But this is, like I said, this is our biggest problem in the county right now. And it's anonymous. You don't have to even live here to commit the crime here. So how am I supposed to catch somebody who lives in, St. Louis who's calling somebody here? Where'd the crime happen at? Well, they transferred the money to St. Louis. St. Louis is going to have to work that crime back on our end, but how do I know the guy was even in St. Louis? It's going to be offshore. So think about that. Be very careful with your credit. Be very careful with your money. Careful with your credit cards, your social media, your passwords. Just be very careful. And if you don't know and you're not sure about it, don't. Research it first and figure it out. Got a neighbor who had a pit bull. Looked like a nice dog, but guess what? I don't pet pit bulls. Why? Because I don't know your dog and I could get bit, right? Be smart until that guy introduces that dog to me. Same thing. I treat it just like a pit bull. I'm not going to mess with it until I know it's correct and I can be okay with that, but I don't want to get bit. We got a lot of people here who, have been taken for some money, and it's a shame because, like I said, we might know about the crime and we even might know where it goes, but we can't get it back because it's overseas. And when you try to work with other agencies overseas, they don't want to have anything to do with us. One thing I forgot to tell you folks, if you use a third party or second party to transfer money like Zelle or Apple Pay, so you're taking money from your bank account and you're giving it to Zelle to give to someone else. Let's say your money disappears. Your problem is with Zelle, not with your bank. You authorize that money to go to Zelle. That's your second party. They will not help you. They'll be like, can you authorize it to go to us? Have a good day. So think about that when you're trying to move money someplace. Be very careful and make sure that it's going to the right person. Anything else, folks? Yes, ma'am.
What about, sometimes you hear about, like, people can get a hold of your title of your house?
Oh, yeah. So you can lock your title with the property appraiser. So you can go right down here, actually almost across the street, to the property appraiser and lock your title and make sure that nobody can take it from you. But just go over there physically and say, hey, I'd like to find out how to protect my title for my home. They'll walk you through the whole process. And luckily, it's right here. But that does happen sometimes as well. When I was back working on the road, I had a scam where there was an empty house, bank owned, and another party listed it on Craigslist, and they rented it out to a person because they broke into the house, changed the locks, and the person was like, yeah, every Thursday you need to leave like $1,000 in the mailbox, and I'll come pick it up. And they thought, okay, this is great. But yeah, it's insane. But think of it, if there's a way that somebody's going to exploit these people, will figure it out. This is their job. This is what they do every day. And if it works once for them, they're going to continually do it again and again and again, either till they get caught or it doesn't work anymore. And then they'll switch it up. So all the stuff that I told you today, it's great. And tomorrow there's going to be another scam somewhere else. Remember when we were getting the car warranty calls? Hey, you're going to an extended car warranty. Yeah. Well, guess what? That one finally got burned out and another one will come back up. Has anybody here been called out by the police officer who said, would you like to donate to the Law Enforcement Association? Yeah. Been a cop 30 plus years. Never heard of that person. Have no idea where that money goes whatsoever. Certainly doesn't go to me and anybody I know. So just like anything else, if you want to donate to a charity, please research that charity. If y'all go to church here, feel free to tithe all you want. Your pastor, at least they can say, it's that guy right there, right? Yeah. But if you're going to donate to a charity, do your research. A lot of times, I'm sure you've all heard it, this charity collects this much money and 12% was donated. The rest went to the charity people. Well, is that really doing anybody any good? I don't know. And it's up to you to do your own due diligence and figure it out. But please be your own detective. We will be detective for you if you need it. But be your own detective first so you can circumvent that and you can live, a life without worrying where your money's going to go. Thank you so much for having me, folks. I appreciate it. Yep.